one topic we're going to have to talk about in the just the questions thing. Like, aside from all the silly shit like glitches and that, like the best like launch trailer, best announcement trailer you've ever fucking seen for a game.
Right.
That's hard, isn't it? Because there's some really good ones. I mean,
no, I think Resident Evil had the best one for me. Which one was
5?
it? One of the Resident Evils had a really good trailer, and the game was shit.
It might be
Operation Raccoon City.
I think it's Raccoon City.
Might be that actually. Might be that.
Well, it depends. I remember the Operation Raccoon City CGI one where it shows them really and like they're in the streets hunting down the police, and like it shows like Lubo and all that kind of stuff, and I forgot the other bird with the moth, Heaven or something, and she tries to slice into him and she hits the car, and like, I like that kind of shit. Like that was my favourite for that, but it isn't my favourite trailer.
The best one I've seen in recent years was the launch trailer for GTA 5 with the Stevie Wonder soundtrack in
Never
it.
saw that.
You're going to have to put that on because it's so good. It's perfectly edited. It just sets it up, sets the story up, sets all the characters up really
I watch a lot of trailers and I can't believe I can't.
I don't watch trailers.
My favourite trailer, if that I can remember right this particular second, is Bioshock 2.
Bioshock 2.
Bioshock 2.
The original
that game wasn't as good as Bioshock.
It wasn't quite as good as Bioshock, hell no. And I mean, I've got the ultimate mega.
It's the same thing with Resident Evil.
Edition.
Resident Evil 2 and 3. It was the exact same game. Nothing really
Not
added.
really. So Resident Evil 2 had two campaigns compared to don't get me wrong. I know what you mean. It's the same formula, but I feel as if Resident Evil 2 and 1. 2 was the expansion of 1. It had the same formula, 2 characters, 2 different ways, but they were both on separate discs. They both had 2 different campaigns, which were entirely different, but they still connected as characters. As where Chris
3 was just filling in the gap.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like number 3. It's exactly the same.
I love number 3 though for that exact reason.
Yeah. I feel like the only thing they added in was quick turn. And that's it.
No,
yeah, I don't really use that system though.
Well, if you thought you had to, if you fought Nemesis, like if you did it on hard mode, you
when I saw Nemesis, I just ran away.
Yeah. No,
why am I fighting him for?
Because if you kill him, you get special weapons.
Yeah, you get
weapon parts.
When you play the first time, you're not really thinking about that. When you see Nemesis, you're like,
oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
I just remember the first time I realised that he could go through fucking doors and
that's crazy, man.
I was like,
because when you're playing Resident Evil, you go through the door, you're thinking, nothing matters now. I'm in a new area, but obviously Nemesis can go through the doors and follow you throughout the whole game. Yeah.
Not everywhere, but he could follow you places because they did it in number 2 a little bit with the T90, where.
What's that?
Do you know T90? The original Nemesis,
right.
the completely like the big guy in the green suit.
The brown guy.
Yeah. And basically, there's a scene in it where you have to do this puzzle and you have to put the candles on in a certain order. And once you've done it, he breaks through the door, and then you shoot him, you knock him down, and then when you run around the corner through the broken door, he comes through the wall and chases you back. And all that kind of stuff. That's where it started. But Nemesis is the DNA equivalent of the Tyrant and one of those put together.
Like I said, the only thing I did in number 3, quick turn.
I'm baffled, mate.
Quick turn, Nemesis. Only 2 good things that came out of that. I feel.
Alright, no, the best thing that came out of that was the ending. When she went, I didn't mean mercenaries, but when she went, stars, I got your stars. Boom, 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 boom. Shoots him with all the bullets in the clip. Classic.
What's she saying in Revelations when she shoots that guy?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to take the piss out of. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to take the piss out of. And then obviously you've got like the Jill sandwich, that's...
You're almost
that
a
is
Jill
the
sandwich.
We're going to have to stick some of these trailers on.
Yeah, we'll have to watch
them.
them.
Kind of rank them and stuff like that and pick up.
Everyone pick their favourites, we watch them, and then...
No, I know my favourite trailer, but my favourite trailer used to be DC Universe. That was my favourite trailer. I loved that.
It was a good launch.
I loved that trailer. I used to watch that all the time. I remember every time you used to keep restarting. You used to like, why aren't you done it yet? I'm like, I'm doing something. I just be watching the whole trailer again. It's like 20 minutes.
I remember the God of War 3 trailer being really good as well, because it just showed
the one when he goes and he jumps at
at the enemy, he jumps on the bird and he goes bang and it ends.
Yeah,
it's a really good trailer.
He jumped for the title.
Because I still don't have fuck.
I haven't got it in a minute. I'll get it back to you. I'll go.
The very first time when he said, tomorrow, and then I'll bring it back to you. I'll give it to you. And I'm like, God of War.
I'm they're doing the Game of the Year edition at the end of the year.
Yeah, because the DLC's just come out.
I'm going to buy it then.
Oh, I know, I'll give you that.
I want to like just get into it and know what I'm doing first.
Yeah, definitely.
So you know the song.
Everybody.
Because at the minute I've only got like PS Plus games on there. I've just been playing Super Meat Boy again.
Same.
Fucking rage. That is
mega rage.
That's another good question.
Favorite console? Fuck me. PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1. Yeah.
I would have said
PlayStation 2.
I would have said Game Boy Advance or PS2.
Oh, my Game Boy.
No.
Pokemon. My Game Boy.
Probably original PlayStation, just because of the breadth of the titles and basically everything that came out on that changed the way the games were made.
I think my Game Boy, because it literally took me to tournaments, and I didn't know there was such thing as people were actually going to tournaments with Pokemon. I did not know. I got invited, and I thought, what? And I literally got past all the Elite 5. I beat 5 men, big ass men, still playing Pokemon. And I got to the league champion.
Yeah, that's the only time where you can go into a game shop and there's men playing with children.
No. No, swear down, it wasn't a game shop. This is a massive hall, and they literally put the Elite 5 on tables. They literally had, one was grass, ice,
real life people.
Men sitting there. And we were
grown-ass motherfuckers.
Did they have to follow about rules or something?
Yes,
like
they have to. Rules were this. You had to win 5 matches, and then you had to get your card stamped. Then you had to walk through. So you had to be like 5 gym leaders. You had to walk through, beat the Elite 5, and then the guy at the end was standing there waiting for you. And he was standing up.
Was the last guy like across the other side of the swimming pool, and you could only get to him if you had surf?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy, how real was it?
Basically, I did
cut to get through bushes.
No. I did a HM called Walk.
Yeah. HM Walk.
And I walked over, plugged it in. And you know, back in the day, it was long as well because you had to sync, so you had to hold both Game Boys together.
Yeah. With the infrared thing. I remember that.
But it was, mate. Trust me.
I was doing that shit when it was link cable for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
They had infrared on there.
Game Boy Advance did, not Game Boy. When blue and
sure.
When blue and red came, yellow was when it started.
I had yellow.
But that's when Game Boy for me, I would say.
See, for me, because obviously, as you guys know, I am a PlayStation 1 massive fan. But PlayStation 1 for me has got more reasons because it was the first console I bought for myself, and it was the first console that I was buying games for myself.
Same.
It was everything I owned, and also it was the start of my love for Japanese RPGs, Final Fantasy, Shin Megami Tensei, Tales of whatever they're on now.
Capcom games as well.
Exactly.
I mean, like back in the day, I played like Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Super Nintendo and stuff, but Capcom really kind of got it together around the PlayStation 1 time.
Yeah, that's when Street Fighter was born and everything like that. Capcom was quite good. They obviously had Mega Man going along then and all that kind of stuff.
What happened to Mega Man?
No, he's in Smash Bros now.
No.
What happened to him?
Mega Man.
That's not.
I'll tell you what happened to Mega Man. The original guy who left Mega Man is not there anymore.
That didn't stop Resident Evil, did it?
Well, he's doing Mighty Number 9.
He's doing Mighty Number 9, which is like the predecessor of Mega Man.
Yeah.
They have released Mega Man on the PS4. Like you can get.
Yeah, but I expect to see like some kind of action adventure game or platform.
It's one of those
Mega
things.
Man.
It just isn't like. It's just one of those stupid company choices
It's
where they
Capcom's first character.
No, but it's one of those things. They just believe it's not popular enough and it won't make them money. You got to remember, Resident Evil 6, like Tomb Raider when it came out, those games, to the companies, weren't top sellers. You know that, right? Resident Evil 6, even though it made about, 5 million or something, that wasn't enough for Capcom. They still classify that as a bomb.
When you think about how much did
they spent
GTA
way like,
but do you know what I mean? Like, but still, 5 million is a lot compared to what certain other games get.
Yeah.
So, to them to see it not as a profit for 5 million.
Yeah, but how much did the game get to make? How much did the game cost to make?
Yeah.
They want to make that money.
I would have said like 2 or 3 million or something.
Well, put it this way, right? The cost of making, I think, like GTA 5 for Rockstar was something like $350-400 million.
Yeah, but they made their money back.
They made that money back in the day.
Yeah, even before that, in fact.
Apparently, pre was like 2 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the same with Destiny. Destiny's $500 million 10-year project.
And it made it fucking back.
But it all depends on the marketing and the team behind it and the hype. It's like Fallout 4 has probably cost Bethesda, I reckon, about $200 million.
And I think
it costs about the same for Metal Gear Solid.
They're gonna make, and you know, again, if it's gonna blow, if it sounds really bad. No, I think No Man's Sky is gonna make their money back
Yeah, I think about it like this year. Their whole project was wiped in a flood. Yeah, and they started again, so it can't have been that much to make. So they're gonna be like 100-fold of what they expect to make.
The costs of making No Man's Sky are nothing compared to something like what Rockstar spends on its games. But yeah, it's just it's the popularity of it, and like Konami are the fucking worst for this because the only one they see as profitable in their eyes is PES because it's a consistent seller every year. It's a consistent seller every year and it makes a shit ton of fucking money. But at the same time, they were restricting Kojima's budget, and you can tell when you play through MGS5 towards like the end of the second chapter and everything, where shit starts getting
but you have to think of it like as a business, business though.
And I can see why they were pissed off that he was taking so long and costing them so much money, but the fact of the matter is the sales speak for themselves and the pre-orders spoke for themselves. They made their money back on MGS5 in a week. A week? Not even that, it was something like 5 days.
Yeah, but like I said, that's not good enough for them. Making their money back is not good enough.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It's not good in a business sense. If you can't say to me you want more money from me, and then the game comes out. You have to remember games like PES. People are going to buy so many packs.
But the thing is, PES isn't. I'm not being horrible to the game creators and the developers and stuff, but PES isn't one of those kind of games you have to start from scratch. You've always got the basis. You've always got a basis of football players. They just not. You can always have the same strings. Obviously, the tactics and the moves improve, but they can just get a footballer in. It's not hard.
They do get a footballer.
That's what I mean. It's not hard to just add the new skills in, but they've always got a platform, so it's quite cheap for them to make it.
Do you know why it's really bad? It's really bad. They base like the last one. They base one game around one footballer. So they base it around Messi. PES is based around Neymar. Same two players that play for the same team. They're probably trained together every day. Neymar's just going using the same skills that he's learned with Messi and putting it on PES.
Because they can't use Premier League players, that's why.
Well, in PES?
No. They don't have the rights. They don't have any English teams or anything. The only rights they've got to is the Spanish League. That's why they always have Real Madrid. And like when they have Gerrard on there, that's only because they're in Champions League and stuff like that. It's not that they're on it because they're an English team. You can't do that. Like I forget, like Chelsea's called something like
West London. Yeah,
West London Blue or something like that. Or something like that. That's what they're called. They don't have the real teams. Only you can download a pack because when my friends used to play it on PlayStation 2, some guy used to customize the whole game on his save file, and then he used to pass the save file around the mates, and then they used to put it on, and then it used to have all the teams like Chelsea, Man United. You had to do it manually, and there was one mate, I forgot his name, Dinos I think his name was, in school. Yeah. And he used to make it, and then pass it around, everyone used to give him a couple of quid. And then you've got a save file with all the real teams on it.
See, the problem is with all consoles being online now and patches and stuff like that. If you try to do something like that now, it'd just wipe your save and start over.
Funny you mentioned that, in WWE 2K15, Chris Benoit is not allowed to be spoken about in TV in general.
You can't.
So what people are doing, they're creating a character of Chris Benoit using his face, and if you did that, you are blocked from playing the game whatsoever. You are banned off PSN. It's crazy.
Best co-op games ever played? Co-op games.
Mine is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. I played it recently with my friend Daniel. We went through the whole game. Best combat co-op experience ever.
Should we break it down by like category then? Like beat 'em ups, shooters.
No. What's your favourite? What's your best?
Mine is, and you guys probably won't. Well, you probably guys will know about it, but mine's Phantasy Star Online. Phantasy Star Online. I
can see that.
I played that for 476 hours. 400. I remember it because my mate had done 537 hours. So in total, me and him alone played that for 1,000 hours, and there was 4 people on that game. So in total, I would say about what?
That's like
1,600
as well.
And there was only 8 levels in the game.
Phantasy Star Online was like it was the first online co-op RPG on consoles on Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It was already big on PC, but it was the first one that like made it big on consoles anyway. RPG was.
That and obviously Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, I had.
I know slightly like Monster Hunter, but I remember playing Lost Planet. That was really good for co-op because you could like combine weapons.
You're killing me right now because I had 2 and you just put Monster Hunter in it as
like
well.
Monster Hunter, I mean, Monster Hunter is the one I have played from. I literally own I've got the fucking Monster Hunter. I went to the competition.
You know what? And I
say it's something that's uniquely yours, like, because obviously we're all going to agree on lots of stuff.
I think mine would have to be it'll have to be Halo 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god! The first time you could actually jump in a buggy, and my brother was like,
"Oh, in the Warthog."
Oh my god! And my brother was like, "I'm like, I'm driving. I'm like, show him." I was like, that and Dynasty Warriors. Every game for me and my brother. I think it's me and my brother.
You know what? And obviously, I didn't mention Resident Evil 5. You might love it or hate it, but I probably had the best. Like with anyone, I play with loads of people that game. Every time I play, it's always fun to play.
Yeah, it's so silly.
No matter what you do.
So
I've never played. I said before, I've never played Resident Evil 5 or 6 on my own.
You need to play 2.
Never on my own.
No, you don't want to play somebody. You do not want to play 5 on your own.
But that's when it comes to Resident Evil or any game that's co-op, I always play it by myself once.
I just remember like playing Resident Evil 5 single player, right, and it being almost a totally different experience. Because if a zombie sneezes on you, Sheva's like, "Oh yeah, you hurt."
Usually your first aid.
You're like, no, love, I'm fine. And then she just uses all of your fucking first aid items because the zombie's like barfed on you or something. Yeah. It's like barely scratched you, and that pissed me off. That's why I chose to always play it co-op after that, because the AI was silly, but it was silly to the point of kind of moronic, because it hadn't quite got to that point in like the 360 and PS3's life cycle where co-op AI was getting really good, if you know what I mean.
See, the thing is, it was the first time for Capcom as
well.
Like,
I think it was more of a uniquely kind of like, it was the first Japanese game that had co-op like that, and they weren't kind of sure how to do it yet. Because I mean, I'm going to give my example now and see how it ties into that. One of my favourites actually is probably the first Gears of War. Yeah, it's one of the best co-op games ever made. It's built for co-op. That campaign is just great. It's big, it's silly, it's fun.
They can't write about the same time.
All the characters. Yeah, it came out a bit before Resident Evil 5, but it's made by Epic, who are the masters of the arena shooter and everything, doing something totally new. I mean, they basically created third-person shooters as they are now, thanks to Gears of War. Everything.
Resident Evil 4.
Well, no. I'm talking about modern third-person shooters. Right? Everything with a cover system, everything with blind fire, everything with proper melee and stuff in it now, and like some amount of gore, really. I mean, yeah, you could argue Resident Evil beforehand, but you look at the mechanics of something completely unrelated, like Uncharted, and you realise how much of the actual, just the raw mechanics, nothing to do with the storytelling or the characters, they took from what Epic made with Gears of War. The cover system, the shooting, the movement, all of that came from what Epic did with Gears of War, and it was just such a fun couch co-op game. Like, it really kind of, that combined with Halo 3 kind of made the 360.
I just like run out to motherfuckers.
I
love that.
That was
it
great.
Was so sick.
It was so much fun, and it's just the satisfying. It's like going back and playing it on the Ultimate Edition now. It looks even better when you got a little wretch like walking up to you and everything.
Bang, shotgun.
Well, shotgun. It just blows into a million chunky pieces of gore. And it's like it's one of those super satisfying multiplayer and co-op games. That and Portal 2, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Portal 2 gets an honourable mention.
That was a really good. Portal 2 was really good.
The reason why I said
really forced you to think. That's why.
Yeah, the reason why I said my ones is because growing up, not having everything that I wanted and finding Dynasty Warriors just on a random, I thought, let me just pick it up with my little brother, whatever, and sitting there actually playing with a game with him that he liked and I liked, and it's literally gone up over the years. They're still fucking making this game. They're still making it, and to this day, I know for a fact, if my brother was an Xbox fan, I don't know if Halo 5 is two-player.
There's no split screen now because it's all 60.
Yeah, it's all gone online.
But
that's where I think they've gone wrong. This is where when me and you have fun. This is where me and you have fun when we play One Piece or something. I'm not saying that One Piece isn't a great game, but me and you, I think, would have more fun on Dynasty Warriors because there's more to do in Dynasty Warriors. Whereas the old ones, there was nothing to do. You basically just chop people's heads off, get the kill count, and they upgraded it. That's why I can't wait when Dynasty Warriors. Which one was it? 2021 comes out.
I think
but the thing is,
no.
When you look at all of these great co-op games and why we love them, really, it's not because they're like amazing, like media works of art that have defined generations of gaming. It's because they're just fucking fun. They don't have to be like. They don't have to be like particularly serious. They can just be silly and good fun.
And that's what I liked. I loved. And this is the one thing that's missing now, I realise. Because before, with my PS3, I used to always try to get a game for my brother so I can play with him.
Yeah.
And then I started to realise there was none. And my brother kind of came out of the console thing where I like what games like now. I'm like, oh, nothing. He's like, what's going on? And then you had to go online and try and... If you didn't have a good internet connection, mate, you were fucked.
Yeah. See, the thing is, that's the problem with games of nowadays, and I hate to sound like an old person, but they're not built for couch gaming anymore. It's all built about going online and having that convenience of being able to play with people.
But it's convenient, like you said, you've got a mate in America, you can still play with him if you wanted.
Like the thing is, though, that we're getting to the stage now where the infrastructure in terms of, like, not just the quality of the games that are online, you know, now everything's basically on next gen consoles, dedicated servers. There's no peer-to-peer hosting anymore, so it's a lot more viable. That, and also, you know, fibre optic is becoming more of a standard in most places in the Western world. Admittedly, you know, it's a little bit slow to roll out, and I think you can attest to that, and so can I. Even in places like London, like here, but like. Not having split screen, it's a bummer, but I think we hold on to it a lot because of all of the great experiences we remember growing up in the 90s and playing.
So you're telling me it's okay for like kids in about 5-10 years that they don't have split screen, they should all be playing their games online?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like it's the natural progression of how multiplayer games are evolving. Eventually it's going to get phased out.
I think, you know what I think the problem is, and it sounds really good. There's no real friendships no more.
That's what I'm saying. That's my problem.
There's
like, what's wrong with sitting with your family?
4 of us here, sitting down, it sounds really bad, really do not need to do 4 games and meet up ever. We don't ever have to meet up. We can just...
but that takes some of the fun out of it.
Yeah, but that's the problem, and that's what I think the game companies are doing. That's why we've all come together to do this. Like, people, believe it or not, we all are sitting in the same room. We're not doing this over Skype. We are sitting in the same room.
Yeah, we are in a dedicated room.
We will be doing stuff over Skype just because, like, just to bring us back into the 21st century.
But generally...
But that's just convenience. Yeah. Because we can't do it all the time.
People, we are all in the same room. That's why there's no lag, there's nothing.
No.
And I think...
we're in a dedicated room full of game memorabilia from all of us. You know what I mean? It's not just...
I think game companies, they're losing that touch of that, I want to sit down and... Nintendo haven't lost it.
No, that's what I like about Nintendo. But that's all their curse and their blessing.
Yes.
They'll keep doing the same thing till the end of time.
Yeah, but then do you remember when me and you sat down and we were playing Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Our PS3s were collecting dust, mate. Because we weren't touching it. Because I would say to him, let's go and play Mario Kart. We'll be fine. And even though there's only what 4 tracks per flipping cup?
Yeah.
You just go for each one.
Yeah, just go for
play in reverse. Play it for 100, play it for 150.
The thing is,
that was dying to me.
You've got to bear in mind with Nintendo, at the heart of it, they've always been, before they were ever a games developer, they were a toy company.
Yeah.
And it's with toys, it's all about the interaction you have with your friends and your experiences with them, and it's bonding, and that's why Nintendo continues to be so successful with the IPs it has, the characters it has. It doesn't need to introduce new franchises every fucking year to sell consoles or to sell games.